Welcome to Trial Site News Weekly Roundup. My name is Adrian and I'll be going over some of our top news stories from this past week. Please click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of future videos. This week we start our roundup with clinical trial-related news stories. Australia's National Health and Medical Research Council, or the NHMRC, awards Monash University over $75 million. This award is the largest among a total of over $400 million allocated to various research centers, reports Federal Health Minister Greg Hunt. Medical research is a hot topic in Australia. Melbourne is increasingly becoming a global life science research hub, and Monash was just awarded more than any other university. Monash has received a total of $148.2 million just in 2019 alone, an increase over $42 million over the previous year, and a new record. Exciting things are happening in southern Australia. Elsewhere in clinical trial-related news stories, following a trend we followed here at Trial Site News nationwide, the West Virginia University Cancer Institute utilizes clinical research as a care option to advance the treatment of cancer. Their doors are, in part, kept open thanks to the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund. Clinical research as a care for cancer patients has made its way to West Virginia. Elsewhere, patients seeking to reverse the aging process are invited to participate in a phase 1 gene therapy clinical trial conducted at an obscure physician practice in Colombia. Seeking 5 patients, the American-based biotech sponsoring the study seeks to expedite the clinical trials process by avoiding FDA jurisdictional rules and guidance. The participants must pay $1 million to join the study. The experimental gene therapy premise is to extend one's telomeres to prevent, delay, or even reverse aging. Trial Site News uncovered a number of concerning data points with this study, starting with the research site itself. Little is known of this small clinic, and a review of employee comments doesn't bode well. Let the research subject beware. Continuing on now with clinical trial-related news stories. The Indian Council of Medical Research, or this ICMR, plans to set up a task force on gene therapy research to encourage greater research in the emerging field. Topics such as gene editing, a hot area of focus in China and the United States, are top of mind. ICMR is calling for research proposals as it has identified that many rare and inherited disorders are not addressed by standard medicines or therapies. Meanwhile, the Morrison government will invest on average of $10 million per idea in bold and innovative ideals, supporting health advancement and medical service delivery. Made possible by the Medical Research Future Fund's $570 million Frontier Health and Medical Research Initiative, this initiative infuses capital to support medical research and breakthroughs in Australia. Turning now to cancer-related news stories. Oklahoma is a hub for research as a care option. The University of Oklahoma Health Sciences Center, or the OUHSC, and the NCI-designated Stephenson Cancer Center, or the SCC, tag-teamed on a double feature, sponsoring the recent 2019 End to Cancer Conference at the Samus Education Center on the OUHSC campus while presenting to 200 cancer research scientists. The main event included updates from oncology researchers about their progress in pursuing breakthrough discoveries in the area of cancer treatment with a focus on emerging nanotechnology and cancer drug delivery applications. In parallel, OU showcased its Stephenson Cancer Center on the Health Sciences campus. Meanwhile, a multi-center research team from universities and health systems revealed that treatment with phosphatidylinosytol 3-kinase inhibitors improves survival for patients with B-cell malignancies. However, also increases incidence of adverse events including pneumonitis, pneumocystis, Jirovecii, pneumonia, any grade upper respiratory tract infections, and sepsis. Meanwhile, Duke University, UCLA, and the University of Birmingham, or the IUK, led a compelling international collaboration leading to a breakthrough in mouth and throat cancer. Their team has developed a new non-invasive method that analyzes saliva for the presence of human papillomavirus, or HPV-16. The pathogenic strain associated with oropharyngeal cancers, or the OPCS, this novel technique detected OPC in whole saliva in 40% of patients tested and 80% of confirmed OPC patients. Elsewhere, outcomes, overall survival or complete remission, are considered indicators of the efficacy of particular cancer treatments. But should new cancer patients have to wait for long-term treatment clinical trial results to have the opportunity to try drugs that seem to be working already in the short term? Turning now to clinical challenges-related news. For most industry sponsors, conducting clinical trials represents a multinational global affair. With rapid drug market globalization comes the need for more clinical global maps. As we are map geeks here at TrialSite News, we share, for those interested, the significantly dry yet incredibly important subject of clinical trials global insurance. A plethora of regulatory and operational challenges follow the global pursuits of clinical programs driven by industry, government, and nonprofit clinical trial sponsors. Visualizing the global risk at a high level intrigues those that care about these sort of things. Aon's 6th edition clinical trial risk map highlights clinical trials insurance regulations and complexities for over 80 countries throughout the world. Elsewhere in clinical challenges, California has had some of the nation's most rigorous conflict of interest rules for public employees, from annual reporting to caps on outside income. Surprisingly, the University of California, or UC, system hasn't had a standard reporting format for all campuses since those laws came into effect in 1974. And there has been no true oversight confirming compliance system-wide. And there appears to be growing problems with academic researchers not following the rules. Following ethical principles is of paramount importance. Why? Well, our tax dollars pay for these researchers' salaries. Turning now to HIV-related news stories. Navigen announced that the US FDA has cleared its investigational new drug application, or IND, for the initiation of a phase 1 study in healthy volunteers to test the safety, tolerability, and pharmacokinetics of its D-peptide HIV entry inhibitor CPT31. Turning now to AI-related news stories. A prominent figure in digital healthcare, including medical devices and AI, was approached by Google Health, reporting directly to Dr. Karen DeSalvo, Chief Health Officer. Dr. Jacqueline Shribati leaves AliveCor, where she served as Chief Medical Officer, to take on an ambitious agenda at Google. It is yet another signal that Google is diving deeper into medical research via its Fitbit acquisition, and hence why it is a point of interest for TrialSite News. Turning now to neurologic-related news stories. University of Iowa recently received a 5-year, $18 million grant from the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke to continue an exciting decade-long research initiative centering on unlocking a potential cure for Huntington's disease. Led by Dr. Peg Napolis, the study focuses on brain development in children at risk for development of Huntington's disease. And we'll keep you posted on the story as it continues to develop. Do you have any clinical news you'd like us to report on? If so, let us know. Contact information is in the box below. If you'd like to watch more videos, you can click on the playlists here. Thank you for joining us for this week's TrialSite News Roundup. And remember, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of updates. We'll see you next time.